Welcome. Yeah, Mr. Clumper-Stiltskin here today with us. So come into a seated position, whether that is on a chair or whether that is on a cushion, as I am, blocks, bolsters, whatever you need. Just make sure spine is nice and tall, so you're not slouching, because when we slouch, the ribs stick into our lungs and our digestive organs, and we can't breathe properly, and your energy can't flow properly. The idea is that we are aligned so that the energy can flow and that breath can flow. And it's taken me years to practice being able to sit, especially in this Western world. We're not able to sit, so it does take time and practice. So use props and be prepared for it to take time and practice to be able to sit. I find Ardha Siddhasana much easier than a traditional cross-legged position. But sometimes I have pillows, cushions under my knees, so that if you have something to press your knees against or rest your knees against, you're more likely to relax around your hips. So if your knees are up here like that and you're kind of like slouched over, sit your bum up on some pillows, wrap a belt around your knees, put cushions under your knees, or try Ardha Siddhasana, left foot in, right foot in. And say it will take time and practice. If this is not doable today, use a chair. It's far more important what your upper body is doing. And just begin, hands, palms up, thumbs and index fingers together, hands in Gyan Mudra, head in line with the spine. Just soften or close your eyes. Take this time to check in. And this week we're talking about the third niyama, which is tapas. Tapas, which can translate as to burn or self-discipline and determination, burning enthusiasm. It's basically ancient yogis understood that patient persistence, discipline, commitment, and courage moves us closer to our goals. Obviously, their goal was to reach enlightenment, and they understood that in order to do that, they had to show up. They had to have some discipline to get on the mat, do the practices day in, day out, even when they really didn't feel like it. And we need to find that sense of tapas, that sense of discipline. It might be to achieve a particular pose, to accept that it may take us a little while to work towards that pose, or it might be finishing a project, it might be mastering a new skill, it might be sticking to a fitness plan, for example, or anything else that we need to kind of have a bit of discipline to. I have been practicing, I've been doing a sadhana every morning for the past year and a bit, and there are days when I really don't feel like doing it, and that's when you have to have that sense of like, nope, let's get on and do it. I may not feel like it, but I know I'll feel better afterwards. And the idea is that tapas means cultivating a sense of discipline and enthusiasm to burn away impurities. And the impurities that they are talking about are anything that prevent us from reaching our full potential, and that also, by full potential, I also mean living the happiest, healthiest, most joyful life possible. That is also our potential, is to live a life of joyfulness, playfulness, passion, purpose, etc. So anything that prevents that, so thoughts of, oh, I'm not good enough, I can't do this, or I can't be bothered, oh, it's too hard, But tapas means to burn away those thoughts, those impurities. So tapas can be said to be having the courage to ignore our inner critic telling us that we aren't good enough, burning away those impure ego mind thoughts. So you can set the intention to have a sense of being prepared to show up for yourself and to keep trying, keep that patient persistence, even when things seem a bit challenging. Now, as it's kind of a fiery aspect to it, we are going to begin with the breath of fire. So if you've not done the breath of fire before, it is a light breath, almost like panting, breathing in and out through the nose, feeling your belly pumping. So if you know what you're doing, you can keep your eyes closed. If not, you can sit up with a nice tall spine. You're going to breathe in and breathe all the way out. And breathe in about halfway and begin to breathe in and out rapidly like this. Keep going, feel your belly pumping on that exhale. So the inhale and exhale are equal, but the exhale is so dynamic that the in-breath almost comes naturally, almost comes like without you trying it. So you can go slower if you need to. Or you can go a little bit faster. Keep in mind that as with everything, it's a practice. Keep going until I say otherwise. Start to feel the inner heat building up inside. So keep the belly pumping, keep the breath flowing. Once you know what you're doing, eyes closed, eye gaze turned in and up towards your third eye point. It's great for boosting your energy, for reoxygenating your blood. And for toning your tummy muscles. Just a few more seconds, you can do it. Now breathe all the way out. Hold the breath out. Hold it out. Breathe all the way in. Hold it in, apply root lock. So squeeze your pelvic floor muscles in and out, squeeze rectum, sex organs, navel, hold it in, apply chin lock. So bring your chin in towards your collarbones, keeping all that energy, all that essence, all that universal life force in your body. Imagine it circulating around your whole body, invigorating every cell of your being. When you need to breathe out, release the chin lock, slowly release the root lock, and then gently breathing out. Then extend your legs out in front of you. Pull the butt cheeks back a little bit. Have your feet about hip width apart. Feet flex. Arms out, shoulders relaxed. So keep the shoulders relaxed. You're going to inhale as you hinge back, brace your abs. Exhale, hinge forward, focusing on the movement from your hips and your spine. Don't worry about how far forward. You're not aiming for your toes. You inhale back, exhale forward. Breathing in and out, in and out. So that light breath. Stretching out your hamstring, stretching out the life nerve. So keep the shoulders relaxed, keep the arms about shoulder height, don't aim for your toes. Soften or close your eyes or try and focus on the tip of your nose. Three, 2, 1. Rocks, relax. I'm just going to go between rest and relax and come out rocks. Your hands on your thighs and just start to do nice big juicy circles with your ankles. Flumble Stiltson's going to play with my zip. Then go round the other way. And try and sit up nice and tall so you're engaging your core, you're not slouching down. And flex and point. Flex and point. You're warming up into the feet. Ankles. Then come back. This time hold on to opposite elbows. You're going to inhale, hinge back. As you exhale, take the legs wide. Hinge forward, again hinging from your hips, using the weight of your body to come forward. So inhale, legs back, hinge back, exhale forward. Breathing in and out, in and out. A wide leg rowboat for that stretch in your hips and inner thighs. floor, a little bit wider than hip width. Bring your hands behind you and try and push up onto your feet. And just kind of like have a little play around here, warming up into your hips and your ankles. Maybe turn the feet out, see if you can bring the hands to the inside and just shifting from one side to the other. So bring one foot flat, you're on the ball of the other foot, and the other side again, just kind of play around with it a little bit. Because in this country, we do tend to struggle when it comes to squatting. So many people really, really struggle with squatting. So just kind of have a play around with it, loosen up into your hips. You may even want to bring one knee to the floor and open it out. It's also so good for the brain when we do things that we're not used to doing. You may even see if you can try and do it without your hands touching the floor. Again, practice makes progress. Doesn't matter if things don't quite work out to start with. We're here to learn and to, that's why it's always called a practice. And then from here, bringing yourself all the way up to standing. Bring your feet in a little bit. Maybe you can use a wall if needed. I'm going to see how long it's going to take for flumps to sit on my top. Do we say about 20 seconds? Not even that, hey? Not even 20 seconds for him to sit on it. So feet slightly narrower than hip width, toes pointing forward, hands on the hips or out to the side. You can inhale, rise them onto the balls of the feet, and exhale as you lower down. Breathing in and out. So taking your time, rising up as high as you can, stretch out those ankles. As you do that, press into your big toes and your little toes. In and out. And in, whoo, and out. Last two. Fantastic. Keeping the feet underneath the hips. Bring your hands to your heart. Breathe in. As you breathe out, you're going to reach round behind you, palm up. So you're twisting. Inhale back to the heart. Exhale, reach around the other side. Shoulders relax. Inhale, heart. So breathing out and in. Follow that hand with your eye gaze and breathing in and out through your nose. Warming up into the spine. Pull up through your thighs and imagine pressing down into all four corners of your feet. So as if you're stabilizing through your feet and legs, nice and light through the upper body. And imagine you're gathering energy and you're bringing it back to your heart space. Four, three, two, one, and release. Now just have a block or brick handy in case you need it. And come to the top edge of your mat. Toes almost touching, not quite. Heels slightly further apart. Spread out your toes. Relax those shoulders. Inhale, reach the arms up, stretch up. And exhale, press them back down. Just take a couple of breaths like that. Inhaling as you stretch up. Just keep your eye gaze forward. Exhale down. Now, if your shoulders are tight, if bringing your palms together makes you feel like you're tensing your shoulders, then just bring them into kind of a V shape and back down. So if bringing your palms together makes you feel like you're strangling yourself, then just bring them into that V shape, then down. Imagine you're filling your whole body with breath from your feet right up to the crown of your head, to your toes, emptying it all on the way out. Breathing in and out. This time, inhale, reach the arms up, bend the knees deeply, exhale, dive forward. Now bring your fingertips to the floor in front of you. If you can't quite reach, you can use your blocks. Bring your toes together, lift those heels, and come down into a toe squat. Now you can stay here and either have the hands on the block or on the floor. Alternatively, you can bring the hands into a prayer position. Another thing you can do to help you out in this position is to place the block just behind your heels. So you're resting your heels on there, but you're still kind of like in the position. So if you're finding it a challenge to start with, using a block under your heels is a really, really good way of staying in the pose, but maintaining a bit of stability. Again, you can still keep fingertips on the floor, or you can bring your hands into a prayer position, or if you wish, you can inhale, reach the arms forward, bring them back to your heart, exhale, inhale, reach the arms up, and exhale back to your heart. So choose your option, wherever you are is perfect. If you're doing the arms, keep the spine nice and tall, and press the palms firmly together. Again, if your shoulders are already kind of tight, and keeping the palms together, again, makes you feel like you're kind of strangling yourself, then just open the hands out a little bit as you take them up. Because if you're kind of quite broad-shouldered and a little bit tight, then taking the arms up like that, you are going to end up feeling like you're really tensing. Once more, breathing in, and out, and in, and out. And bring the hands back to the floor. If you're using a block, just get rid of that. Breathe in. As you breathe out, slowly fold into a forward bend. Go nice and gently opening up the backs of the knees. So don't just suddenly kind of slam the knees. Open them up. We're going to step back into a lunge position. So fingertips beside your toes, not in front of, beside your toes. Think of using your core muscles. So just hover that right foot off the floor, lift up through your belly, and imagine kicking that leg out behind you as if there's someone behind you. Kick it out, and then land. And if you need to, wiggle it back the last little bit. So you want to make sure the front knee is over the ankle, whereas if you have your fingertips there and you step back, you're going to end up in that position. So better to be here, step back, and wiggle that foot back, knee over ankle. Lift up through your core, relax the shoulders and stretch through that back heel. So you're engaging your legs, you're not just using your arms. As you breathe in, gently kiss the floor. As you breathe out, stretch through that back heel, but stretch through the front thigh. So two-way stretch. Inhale, bend, exhale, extend. Breathing in and out, and in, and out. So we're going to stay here. We're going to bring in the breath of fire here. So have as little weight on the hands as possible. Breathe in halfway. Begin the breath of fire. Close your eyes. Turn your eye gaze in and up. Chin tucked in slightly. Keep lifting through those legs. Feel that inner heat building in the body. And breathe in, hold it. And breathe out. Bring your hands flat to the floor. We're going to step back into plank position. And then you're just going to lower your knees. Make sure the hands are underneath your shoulders. Press into all 10 fingertips. Relax your shoulders. Make sure you're not tensing your upper back. And keep your head in line with the spine, so you're not letting the head drop and you're not lifting it too high up. Squeeze the tummy in, breathe in as you breathe out. If you wish, press through those heels, and body in a nice straight line. Check that you haven't tensed the shoulders. Pull in pelvic floor muscles, pull in tummy muscles. Hold here, relax those shoulders. Nice deep breath, squeezing again. Find that sense of tapas, that sense of burning enthusiasm to keep going. Even if it's challenging, keep trying, knowing that each time you do it, it will be a little bit less challenging. Then lower your knees, shift the weight forward slightly. Imagine hugging your elbows into your ribs. Inhale, see if you can bring your forehead down to the floor. then your chest, then your belly, then untuck your toes, adjust your hands if you need to, elbows in, little cobra, inhale, lift the chest, exhale, lower. Then inhale, lift your belly, lift your hips, exhale, reverse, press up. We're going to set up for down face dog, so tuck your toes, sit all the way back to your heels, maybe take the hands a bit wider if needed. Try and bring your ears in line with your arms. Relax your shoulders, looking towards your toes. Press into your hands, your knees lift off the floor. Then slowly again, lifting hips, coming into down dog. Adjust if you need to. Press through those heels. You're opening up the backs of the knees. Imagine you've got balloons attached to your hips. Now you can stay here and breathe. You can come down to child's pose and stay there. Or if you want a little bit more of a challenge, come with me. Inhale, come forward into that plank position, abs braced. Lower the knees, exhale, lower down, forehead, chin, chest, untuck the toes. Inhale, roll shoulders, cobra or up dog, as long as you're not holding the shoulders around the ears. Exhale, down face dog. Notice how I scoop my knees in there. If I lift into down dog again. If not, adjust them when you get here. Again, inhale, plank, hug your elbows in, exhale, knees or toes, abs brace, elbows hug in, inhale, roll shoulders, cobra or up dog, your choice. Exhale, down dog. If you don't have to do that bit, you can stay in your down face dog position. Then everybody lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward, step, jump or walk to the front. Then come back into that toe squat. So bring your toes together, bend your knees, grab your block, rest it behind your heels. So even if you didn't use a block last time, try it this time because you're going to bring your right leg out in front. Then you might just rest it on the floor. You might be able to lift it off the floor, stretching forward. You might be able to bring one hand or both hands into prayer position. You might not stay there for long, that's okay. Have a sense of humour as well as a sense of burning desire. Practice makes progress. Bring that leg in. There, release the block. Fingertips to the floor. Take another breath in. As you breathe out, slowly, as if you're going in slow motion, fold over those legs. Tuck the chin in, or as if you're trying to bring your forehead to your shins. Lift the shoulders away from the ears. Take a breath here in Uttanasana. Then inhale, lift up halfway, drawing your heart forward, pressing your shoulders back, lifting your tailbone, so bend the knees if you need to. Take another breath in. As you breathe out, fold over your legs. And coming back into your toe squat, so lift your heels first, then try and bend your knees. Bring your bum to your heels. Now you can do it without the block, but if you are finding it a challenge, props are here to help you out. They're not cheating, you're still getting the benefit, and it builds the confidence as well. I will still use props because sometimes it feels better alignment for me to use a prop. So don't see it as a cop-out, okay? So use a prop if you need to, especially if that means you have a bit more stability. You're still stretching out your feet, you're still getting the balance. Hug the knees in, either hands to floor or keeping hands to heart. Or if you want to do the arms, inhale, arms forward. Exhale, press, really press the hands firmly. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, hands to heart. All the time you're doing that, keep your knees pressed together. Squeeze together. Again, if your shoulders are tight and tense, you can open your hands out as you take them up above your head. And release. Bring the hands down, release your block. Breathe in. As you breathe out again, slowly coming into Uttanasana. Slowly open the backs of the knees. Fingertips beside your toes. Bend your knees. Remember, you can use blocks to bring the floor closer to you. So you can have the blocks either side of your feet. So I'm going to step the left foot back. So just hover that left foot, lift up through your core. So you've got that sense of lifting up. Shoot that leg out. And land, know that the floor is there. Sink the hips down. Find your lunge position. Knee over ankle. Draw the heart forward, sink the hips down, but lift up through your core so you're not just kind of like hanging out in the legs. You've got a sense of energy in that body. So as you breathe in, lightly touch the back knee rather to the floor. As you breathe out, stretch through that heel, stretch through the front thigh at the same time. So you've got that two-way stretch. Breathing in and out. In and out. One more. Again, keep lifting up through the belly, through the pelvic floor. Hold here, tuck the chin in, close the eyes. Breathe in halfway and begin the breath of fire. Again, feel that belly pumping. Imagine that fire burning. You can go a slower breath if you need to. Or a little bit faster if you want to. Okay, keep lifting up through the core, keep stretching through the back heel, shoulders relaxed. And breathe in, hold it, imagine all that 5-star oxygen throughout your body. And as you breathe out, hands flat, find your way into plank, lower your knees, double check the hands are under the shoulders, relax the shoulders, tiny micro bend in the elbows, lengthen through your tailbone, engage your core, breathe in as you breathe out, press through those heels. So if you feel it in your back, it's likely that you've dropped your hips. So we don't want the hips too low, we don't want them too high. We're only here for a couple of breaths. So keep pushing through the heels, stretch through the crown of the head. Find that sense of tapas, that sense of determination. It's kind of almost like, making a commitment to yourself. Then lower the knees, so when that voice in your head goes, oh, I can't do it, it's too hard, you just ignore it, Then bend your elbows, hug your ribs, forehead, chest, belly, toes. Inhale, roll the shoulders, elbows tucked in, little cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift your belly, lift your hips. Exhale, reverse press up. Sit all the way back to your heels. Try and bring your ears in line with your arms, so adjust your hands if you need to. Then press into the hands and open up, lift up into down dog. And you can stay here and breathe here. You can come to rest in child's pose, or if you want to work a little bit more on strength, come with me. Inhale, forward. Exhale, knees or toes. Come down to the floor, untuck the toes, roll the shoulders, inhale, cobra or up dog, squeeze your butt, firm up your thighs, exhale, down dog. Once more, if you want to go a little bit further, inhale forward, exhale, come down, don't touch the floor, hover, and then lift up into an up dog without touching, and exhale, everybody meet back, and down, face dog. Then lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward, step, jump, walk to the front of the mat. Come back into that toe squat, lift your heels, bend your knees, come down, pop the block underneath your heels. Find that kind of sense of stability. So a brick here is better for this, so that it's slightly high. You can use a block if you've got a block, a more rectangular one, but a brick is actually better for this because it's a little bit higher. Now bring your fingertips to the floor and extend your left leg out. Again, you might rest it on the floor. You might try lifting it up. You might only lift it for a second. That's okay. You might try bringing one or both hands, or you might keep the hands on the floor. Again, whatever you do is perfect. Smile. And release. Bring that foot back in. Release that foot. See if you can bring your heels to the floor. And maybe see if you can bring your feet all the way through. Just going to finish off with a little bit of core strengthening work. We're not going to do too many of them, so give it your best shot. Make sure you're not tensing your shoulders. So reach the arms above your head, scoop your belly button in. Inhale, lift your head, look towards your toes. Exhale as you come all the way up. Grab hold of behind your trousers, behind your legs, can't get the words out. Behind your legs, or grab hold of your trousers. Come all the way up, and then bring your hands down beside you, knuckles, and lift your butt off the floor. As if you're doing a kind of like reverse crunch, squeeze the tongue muscles. Release, arms out, inhale, exhale, roll it down, try and get the words out this time. Arms overhead. So inhale, bring your chin to your chest, squeeze the tummy in. Exhale, curl up as if you've got an invisible rope. You're being drawn up without tensing your shoulders. Lift up, bring your hands beside your hips. Inhale, exhale, lift your butt as if you're trying to lift the whole body, as if you're trying to lift the legs as well. Suck the belly button in. Release, and exhale, roll it down. You've got one more like that, one more like that. Inhale, lift. Exhale, squeeze. If you get stuck and you start to use your back muscles, just hold there, keep bracing. Also try and grab hold of your trousers and you might get past that sticky point. Then bring your hands beside your hip. Inhale, exhale, lift your butt off the floor. Inhale, release. Exhale, bring yourself down into Shavasana. So open the legs a little bit wider than hip width. Arms out. Palms upwards. And take a moment to simply notice how you feel being in your body. Now this might be the time when your mind starts going, oh, I couldn't do X, Y, Z, I'm rubbish, I must be the only person who's struggling, I couldn't do it, I'm no good, blah, blah, blah. Remember what I said at the beginning about burning away impurities, and one of those impurities being those negative ego mind thoughts, because our mind, our ego mind is so good at lying to us. You know, one of the lies we tell ourselves, oh, I'm the only one who's struggling, everyone else finds it easy. Well, I can assure you that will not be the case. Oh, I must be rubbish because I can't do it. Nope, it's not the case. So burning away impurities means to have the courage to ignore those thoughts and to remind yourself that there are poses that you've done for the first time or only the second time. And, you know, if you practice them and keep going, keep practicing tapas, then in a few weeks or months' time, they will become easy and you'll look back and wonder what on earth you were worrying about. But when we allow ourselves to believe that negative mind, negative thoughts, then we give up too easily. And so part of tapas is being willing to ignore those thoughts, because your ego mind will try and tell you all sorts, give you all sorts of reasons to not do it, all sorts of reasons not to get on the mat. I mean, we can always come up with 101 reasons not to do our practice, you know, oh, I'm too tired, I'm too this, it's too late, it's too early, I'm too hot, I'm too cold, you know, 1,000,001 reasons. Like I said, I've been doing a practice every morning, apart from when I've been ill, I will get on and do it. And as soon as my mind starts going through the, oh, I won't bother today, because I just get up and I get on my mat. I don't allow myself to think too much. I just get on the mat. So when I say how does it feel being in your body, I'm not asking whether you struggled with the postures. I'm not asking whether you mastered them or whether you wobbled. I don't care whether you managed to hold them for half a second or for longer. How does it feel being in your body? Because just even getting on the mat, even having the intention to practice, you are getting benefit. Just making that commitment, sticking to that commitment to show up for yourself, you are getting benefit. And this is why I'm so hot on the mindset, so hot on like, let go of those thoughts. I know how your mind is thinking because I've thought all those thoughts. I've been, oh, I'm rubbish, I can't do this, oh, I might as well give up. I've thought all of those kind of thoughts. And I want you to realize, to remember your divinity, to remember that you are just energy. And that even if you can't do one thing, it doesn't matter. You can do another thing. It's not the end of the world. So with that in mind, I want you to think of something. It may be something that's been in your mind for a long time, or something just recently that you've been telling yourself, oh, I can't do it, or I don't have enough time, or I'm not good enough, or whatever reason, whatever excuse you've given yourself for not doing it. And I want you to ask yourself, how would it feel just to apply a bit of dedication, a bit of discipline, just to apply, right, I'm going to do it no matter what, no matter if I'm any good at it, no matter if I don't have, everything I need. We have this idea that if we want to learn a new hobby or something, we have to be good at it, which is complete nonsense. So just think how it would feel to let go of all the stories that you've told yourself and do something just because, whether it's something you need to do for work or whatever, or something you've always wanted to do, and decide that as soon as your ego starts to talk you out of it, you're just going to ignore it. You're just going to do it. As Nike said, just do it. Sometimes it is really that simple. You just do it. Don't wait for the right time. Don't wait till you're perfect. You just do it. So bring to mind something you may have been putting off. You may have been telling yourself you're not good enough. You may have been, oh, I don't feel like it, la, 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 la. And how would it feel just to apply that discipline? I'm doing it. I'm doing it on this day at this time for this amount of minutes, and I'm going to show up for myself. And if it helps, set small goals. Set 10-minute goals. I'm going to do it for 10 minutes. And once you do it, start, you might find you do it for a bit longer. But if you don't, if you only do your 10 minutes, you've still achieved your goals. So you still feel good about yourself. So set the intention right now to whatever it is you've been putting off. Take action, take steps today, even if it's only 5 minutes. And bring a smile to your face and know that you deserve whatever it is you want to do. You are worthy, you are good enough, you are more than enough, and always have been. So if you want to stay here a while longer, you can do. If you decide to finish your practice now, just start to stretch out your arms and legs, move in whatever way feels good for you. Remember, there's no rush, no hurry. So you can take your time. If you do feel like staying longer, just stay and observe, or count the breath or whatever. You don't need to do anything. You can just stay in silence, and that's okay. It's perfect. If and when you are ready, bring yourself back up to sitting. I'm going to do 3 ongs. Remember, when we ong, you start off opening your mouth as wide as possible. You start to close it a little bit. Then you bring your lips together. So you're not actually making any noise, you're just opening your mouth as wide as you can, and you're gradually closing your mouth. And imagine each bit, each section being kind of like roughly the same amount of time. So say about 4 seconds, 4 seconds, 4 seconds. Close your eyes. When you're doing it, the first part, you should feel the vibration, very subtle, in your solar plexus, then it'll move up to your heart, and then you may feel it in your lips or the tip of your nose. Again, it might be subtle, it might be strong, it's all good. Close your eyes, hands, palms up, thumb and index finger together. Nice deep breath in. Namaste. So much love for you. If you have any questions, please let me know. If you have any requests, anything you'd like me to do, then just let me know. From me and Lulu and Plumper Still Skin, enjoy the rest of your day.